Hi, it's Jeff Cohen from the Florida Healthcare Law Firm, and I'm here with my friend and partner in marketing, Jenny D from Creative Klick. Jenny has the great distinction of originating the idea of the Healthcare Disruptors series. I'm sure you've seen many of those episodes. And we're going to talk today about the 5 habits that we've learned from it and some of the other remarkable takeaways that we've had talking to amazing healthcare disruptors in this industry.
So the first habit really is thinking outside of the box. And we really saw that with our, experience with Dr. Stephen Hacker with the Lumos device. Yeah. I mean, such a visionary, really was able to execute on bringing something so profound to life. And from a marketing standpoint, that's something we really look for when we're partnering with people is, people who have vision.
Yeah. One of the things that was really obvious in that series is that healthcare disruptors see things differently. They find solutions that nobody's thinking about, and they just have a unique ability to get their mind around challenges that are ordinary challenges that everybody just kind of accepts as part of life, and they don't. So when you find a guy like Steve, and he's got this innovation, and he's committed to it, and he's on it, how do you approach that as a marketing firm? How do you even start with that?
Yeah, I mean, our objective and our goal is to bring the story to life. So we have to understand the story and develop an engaging experience for the audience that we're targeting to really, bring that fully to life. So the process really looks like getting to know our client and spending time with them and understanding all of the steps that kind of brought that product to life. And then coming up with a strategy and a plan that works as far as, branding, product packaging, interviewing, getting a lot of really great video and photo, content of the product itself, and then positioning it properly through, web and social media and things like that to really bring it to life for the client.
I'm curious, to what degree or extent does showing who the person is, the person behind the thing, how important is that to you in the process of marketing?
Definitely. I mean, it's number one. So my favorite thing is when I'm dealing with a client who is great on camera and who can really deliver that story in a meaningful way. Yeah. And a lot of times if someone isn't capable of doing that, obviously Dr. Hacker was amazing at doing that. We're able to really cater to that and help bring that to life and bring it out because it is super critical to executing on bringing the vision to life.
You know what? It's been one of the most enjoyable moments in every series episode that we shot, whether it was Anjan or Dom, sure, or Sam, they would just be so personally transparent,
definitely,
and honest, and they were absolutely attractive people you just wanted to learn from and be near.
Definitely, genuinely, really just awesome to hear all those stories.
Yeah, love that part.
From your standpoint, how does that work from the law firm side?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question because, people, I don't know how people think they interact with lawyers, but a lot of people figure, well, you just come to a lawyer and you ask him for an agreement. And the truth is people generally don't come with that.
Right.
When we get entrepreneurs like all these folks that we've interviewed and that we have as clients around the country, we start with, what's the vision? Where do you want to go?
Definitely.
What's important to you? What's in the way? What do you have? What do you not have? We'll do a total diagnostic because we're not just interested, contrary to what a lot of people think, healthcare business lawyers like us do not just give them an agreement. What we do is we take them a step back and we help them envision, okay, where are you going? What are your obstacles? What do you have? What do you not have? Because we have not only abilities, but actually resources and resourcefulness that we can bring to the table to operationalize and expedite their vision and optimize it in a way that they never had in mind.
Definitely. I think that's awesome.
Yeah. The second habit that we've noticed in the Healthcare Disruptors series is this: perseverance. These people don't quit. Nothing that they face has them quitting. In fact, it has them leaning in more. Anjan Patel's story of, I just have to raise $30 million and do something that's never been done before, and then enlist a bunch of physicians in my area that don't want to participate,
right,
was like a what? Who would do that?
Exactly.
Who would do that? When Dominic's story of starting out with one clinic and a business idea and this bright-eyed kind of like, I bet I can do this. And everybody's kind of going, nice story, but this guy doesn't stop. To this day, he lives, breathes this vision. You go, it's extraordinary. Sam's story of coming to this country, not speaking the language, and being an outsider, and having something to prove as his mother cut napkins.
Right.
You go, what? It's such a rare, extraordinary character to see somebody who takes adversity like that, and they don't just meet it, they thrive on it.
Sure.
Yeah. It's extraordinary. When you have somebody like this, how does this issue of perseverance, how do you use it as a marketing professional?
I mean, perseverance really is part of the creative process. I mean, nothing is going to be perfect the first time around, and that's kind of how we strive to excel and get the best quality of what it is that we're trying to bring out of the goals and objectives that we have for the clients that we're working with. So perseverance is really what it's all about.
Yeah.
How about from your side?
You know, it's a very minor but essential shift that we don't see in every law firm, which is this: we really care about them.
Sure.
We care so much that we don't just answer their question. We care so much that we ask questions that they didn't bring. We care so much that we come up with solutions that they're not even fishing for.
Right.
Because the collaborative process, look, whether it's an hour or 2 hours, we can dump everything that we've got and everything that we know into that 1 or 2 hour meeting, or we just answer their question.
Sure.
And the fundamental difference is this, and I think it's not just law or marketing, I think it's the personal services industry,
Definitely.
is just care.
Right. Yeah.
And really act like you care.
And dive deeper. I
Yes.
mean, you know, that's really what it's all about, and finding, you know, the rhythm that's going to work, you know, to cater to what everybody's really, you know, common goals are.
That's right.
So the third habit really is all about a strategic partner, right? So a strategic partner is fundamental, and that really is where we come into play as an agency for the clients that we're working with, and adding value to what it is that they're looking for. Strategic partners, I'm sure from the law firm side, are super crucial, but from the marketing standpoint, it's everything. What about from your side, Jeff, when you're kind of, you know, partnering with people and you're servicing from the law firm side, what is it that is valuable with strategic partnerships?
You know, it's, I don't know, about 40 years of experience in knowing people that are extraordinarily good at what they do, that are the missing pieces in any business diagram.
Sure.
And so when we go into the room, people think the most important person in the room is me because they've hired me to go in and deal with the diagnostics and help them solve a problem. The truth is, it's the people you don't see in the room that I think are even the game changers.
Right.
You know, it's the relationships that I know that the person needs to have and they don't have. It's the right accountant. It's the right IT people. It's the right marketing people that have been there, done that in their space, and they're not paying them to learn. You know, I think that's one of the critical issues and one of the critical misunderstandings that entrepreneurs have, is that when they're thinking about accessing critical partnerships, essential partnerships, they're looking at people that they can hire.
Right.
They're looking at people that they can pay, and they're wondering how much is it going to cost.
Right.
The truth is, a lot of these strategic partnerships are more, what they deliver far outstrips the cost of bringing them. And in many instances, these people will do it on equity.
Sure.
I mean, it's a remarkable story. One of Sam Tejada's stories has to do when he started out of a backpack in a garage
Right.
As a firefighter, how he was able to leverage relationships to provide critical pieces of a business vision that he had. And these people said, hey, I'll do it. I'll provide this. I'll provide that. I'll provide that. Give me a little bit of equity or pay me a little bit over time, and I'll help you get where you want to go and be part of your vision.
From the marketing side, it's the same thing. we're retained to do X, Y, and Z, and then it turns into so much more where we might need, legal to come in, or we might need an affiliate to come in that's only going to take what we're doing to the next level.
Right. And so to that point, we have those moments too where somebody comes in and they realize, look, it's your relationships, it's your 40 years of experience. It's the fact that you've been where we want to go. You don't have to learn it. We can accelerate through that process very, very quickly and make a lot of success and a lot of headway fast. And that's one of the reasons why people often ask to partner with us on an equity basis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strategic partners, guys, super crucial.
The fourth characteristic that we find of healthcare disruptors is that they challenge assumptions. They don't accept the status quo and the answer that's given all the time. In fact, they're kind of contrarians. I think by nature, they tend to question the "this is the way it is" kind of statement.
Definitely.
Just personally, I mean, when you see a guy like Thor's a guy who gets hired to ask better questions. And,
Certainly.
And we'll tell him the way it is. And he'll be like, really, is that so? And then the next thing you realize is like you painted yourself in a box. Because one of the critical things in business is the existence of the business, the state of the business is a real-time reflection of the belief system of the founder. So whenever we get anybody like a Thor whose job it is to mess that up and to have us questioning ourselves
Right.
and be willing to look at things in a different way, that's when the miracles can happen. And we see that not just with Thor, we see that with a guy like Sam who comes into a space that really doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. We see it with Dominic, a guy, nothing like that exists. We see Ange, and all the people that we've interviewed are uniquely wired to not follow the leader.
Yeah. And that challenge is what really gets you where you need to go.
Yeah. And we love that. In the space of marketing, how does that play with you, this notion that there is a one size fits none is the truth of it?
Yeah.
How do you handle it?
Yeah, I say this all the time. One size does not fit all of my clients. Nothing we do is cookie cutter. It's actually very specific to what that client's needs are, dependent on, their industry and things like that. So I think that the challenges for us are what make us better. And it allows us to collaborate in a different way that really, like I said, gets us where we need to go for the client.
How do you help a client that comes in to see you that has a really specific, defined way that they're certain is right, and your belly's saying they're going to get this wrong?
Yeah,
How do you deal with that?
I'm very transparent with my clients because at the end of the day, my job is to execute. And, it can get a little bit, rough sometimes when you kind of have that expertise and you can say, look, this is what you might think works, but give me the opportunity to show you that X, Y, and Z will actually work.
Cool. I get it.
And that's the fun in it, right?
Yeah, right.
That respect factor of challenging the client or the client challenging you. Really, like I said, it gets you where you need to go.
That's cool. That repartee that you have with the client, and then they kind of appreciate being challenged, and they appreciate being even wrong and being excited about something that they hadn't conceived of.
There's value in a challenge.
That's cool.
Sure. Yeah.
I find the same thing in law where people will come to us and they're used to dealing with lawyers who just say yes or no.
Right.
Or I don't know, I'll have to get back to you. And one of the things that's really fun about what we do is we're constantly asking this question, what if?
Right.
What if? And the person's been to another lawyer or multiple lawyers and they come in knowing that it can't be done this way, or this is wrong, or this is illegal, or whatever. And we're going, no. Let me show you the laws, the risks, and the options of each risk. It is really the issue of creating within a legal landscape a healthcare business is really a function of knowing shades of gray.
Right.
And really having the certainty and the kind of comfort that you can get with somebody who lives that way and advises that way, just like you do.
Right. Yeah. I think that's what makes us different and special.
I think so too. Yeah, the fifth habit that we notice in healthcare disruptors is they have a compelling desire to do good. And it's interesting to me because when you look at a guy like Sam who really wanted to make a positive impact on health and wellness, he was a firefighter, or or any of the folks that we've talked to, whether it's Mark Brody or
Right.
or Anjan or Dominic, these guys all start with this, I want to make a positive impact. And it's interesting to me that overriding thing of I've got to leave a positive mark, I have to impact people positively, it's in every entrepreneur and every healthcare disruptor we've ever spoken with. And it's at the heart of what we do and why we do what we do. The question I constantly asked myself as I was growing up is, how can I help people? I didn't know what to do. I didn't meet a lawyer, didn't know what a lawyer did or anything. So it wasn't, I want to be a lawyer. Right. It was, I just want to make a positive impact on people. You too, right?
Yeah, I think that's what kind of sparked even our working relationship when we first started, is finding people who kind of have those values. Really, at the end of the day, anyone can do these services that we offer. It's adding value and having that humane kind of approach to wanting to do good and work with good people. And I think, that's really what it's all about.
I heard years ago that the two qualities of the most, quote, successful people are that they are passionately committed to what they do on a daily basis, and they are committed to the notion that what they're doing is making the world a better place.
Definitely.
Yeah, and we have found that time and time again with the entrepreneurs that we represent, the healthcare disruptors that we interview, and then the people that we're close to, us, for example.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So how do you practice making sure that you're keeping your clients safe and doing well and doing right by them?
Yeah, I'd say that there's really two things that we fundamentally are committed to. One is truly finding out what the client needs.
Right.
And providing that, whether it's us or somebody else, we provide the solutions to really fill out the picture that they've got, and then make it better. The second thing that we do is, because we are so good at the structure of business and ensuring that business is not only stood up, but it's sustainable, we make sure that everything that we do, literally everything, does one of three things. It makes them money, it saves them money, and it keeps them safe.
Definitely. Yeah, I love that. I feel like from our standpoint, from the marketing side, those are kind of the three pillars that we, work off of as well, to keeping the client safe and doing right by them.
Yep. Thanks so much for joining us for today's feature on the habits of the healthcare disruptors that we've interviewed and the entrepreneurs that we will interview. If you think being on this program, on a podcast like this, is good for you or good for your business, good for your mission, you want to show the world who you are, what matters to you, and what you're doing every day and how it's going to impact the world, great. We want to hear from you. We want to profile you. We'd love to see you.
So if you're a healthcare disruptor, get in touch. You can contact Creative Klick at creativeklick.com, Klick with a K, or you can go on the Florida Healthcare Law Firm's website and click on Healthcare Disruptors when you form fill.